It is known that at the end of Twilight Princess, the Mirror of Twilight is shattered by Midna to sever the connection between Hyrule and the Twilight Realm. But is this truly the only portal connecting the two worlds? Was the mirror in fact reassembled once more? Or are the two worlds doomed to never meet again? I'm RMFH, and we'll be going over the similarities of the Mirror of Twilight and the Dark Mirror, and whether or not the Twilight Realm was actually lost forever. The destruction of the Mirror of Twilight and Midna's return to the Twilight Realm is one of Zelda's most emotional scenes to date, as it suggests that the land of Twilight and Hyrule will never meet again. But what if the mirror wasn't fully destroyed? In Four Swords Adventures, there's an item called the Dark Mirror. This mirror is said to reflect the evil in the heart of a person and bring it to life. While this power holds no resemblance to the Mirror of Twilight in its full form, it does have similarities to the shattered pieces of the Mirror of Twilight. If we head over to Twilight Princess, the events of Yetta and Yetto can shed light on what actually happens to someone who obtains a piece of the Mirror of Twilight. Yetta is our prime example. She's a character that can be found at Snow Peak. In the game, her husband Yetto gives her a piece of the Mirror of Twilight as a gift, causing her to become sick, moody, and in the end, the mirror changes her into Blizzetta. This shows some resemblance to the Mirror of Darkness, as it took the worst parts of Yetta and magnified it until she finally became an actual demon. Another significant piece of evidence supporting that these two mirrors may have a connection can be found in Hyrule Historia with the text that describes the Dark Mirror. It was once used to imprison the Dark Tribe who attempted to invade Hyrule, and thus it was hidden inside a temple with no connection to the Dark World. Its relation to the Mirror of Twilight that serves as a path to the Twilight Realm, as well as the magic mirrors that exist in other timelines, is unknown. Two things to note is the fact that the story of the Dark Mirror seems to be very similar to the story of the Mirror of Twilight, and this text somewhat alludes to these two mirrors being connected in some way. Although it's not clearly stated that it is in fact true, think about this. If they were not connected in some way, why add the tidbit of info at the end? It's very possible that sometime between Twilight Princess and Four Swords Adventures, the Mirror of Twilight was somewhat pieced back together, holding the new name of the Dark Mirror, while still carrying the story of the full Mirror of Twilight. We can find even more evidence to support this theory from in-game text found in Twilight Princess. Only the true ruler of the Twilight can destroy the Mirror of Twilight. Zant could only break the mirror into shards. He couldn't utterly shatter it. That's proof of his false kingship. Although Midna is the true ruler of the Twilight people, she was technically denounced from her throne by Zant. Looking at it this way, it's very possible that Midna's disappearance from the throne caused her to lose the power to completely destroy the Mirror of Twilight. But this is stretching the story a bit thin. My thoughts on this one is Midna did not in fact destroy the Mirror of Twilight for good. She simply made it seem that way, as we can see in the scene where it's destroyed. Pieces of the mirror spread outward and travel off screen. Could the mirror have somewhat been reassembled to form the Dark Mirror? Ultimately, we'll never know until Nintendo sheds light on the two mirrors, but some of the evidence I have just presented is very compelling. Another theory on the Dark Mirror is that it's in fact another portal to the Twilight Realm, simply not mentioned in Twilight Princess. Have you ever noticed that Zant traveled to and from the land of Twilight and the land of Hyrule, even though he shattered the Mirror of Twilight? How did he do this? Some theorize that because he was granted the power by Ganondorf through the Triforce of Power, it gave him the ability to transport himself between the two worlds. I, for one, find this one hard to wrap my head around, as Ganondorf cannot simply leave the Twilight Realm with the full power of the Triforce of Power. From what it seems like, Zant had to have used an alternate route to the land of Hyrule. This other portal could have very well been the Dark Mirror. Now I know what you're thinking, how could this work? The story of the Dark Mirror depicts a dark tribe being sealed within it, not the other way around. Well, as we've seen in many Zelda titles, history can become twisted over the years, causing the people of Hyrule to mistake the Dark Mirror for the Mirror of Twilight because of this various similarities. One other thing to back this up is that in the Child Timeline, there's only one story of a dark tribe that tried to sack Hyrule. This tribe being the Dark Interlopers, who were in fact sealed within the Mirror of Twilight. Though these two mirrors hold striking similarities, the mysteries surrounding the two and their connections may never be uncovered. All we can do is sit back and theorize about the many possibilities that the Legend of Zelda series holds in the future. Is the Twilight Realm lost forever? From the way it seems at the end of Twilight Princess, that may be the case, but there's still plenty of room for Nintendo to clear this one up. Thank you for joining me on another Zelda Theory, guys and gals. I'm RMFH, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. You guys all have a good one. Peace out.